Hello, good day. So I'm continuing why in Hinduism we should and we worship several devas called as gods or powers of nature. And so here it is very apt to quote what Bhagavan Sri Krishna Paramatma says in Gita verse chapter 7 verses 21-22. If you take Bhagavan himself supports that you can worship the forces of nature, but I am behind that. I will tell you those words and tell you those meanings and see, let us see the support also we receive from Paramatma, Shri Krishna Paramatma. So we shall see the verse. Bhagavan says beautifully in that verse 21 of chapter 7. Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhayam architum ichchati tasya tasya achalam shraddham tameva vidadhamyaham. Yo yo means yaha yaha. In Sandhi, we will get that, we join, you will get that yo. Like Ramaha Jayati, Ramo Jayati. So yaha yaha, whom. Whosoever, whom. Yaha yaha, yo, Bhagavan says, yam, ya ye yaha, yam ye yaha. Because Shraddha becomes a Strilinga. Ya means whom, Ditya Vibhakti. In Strilinga, yam. Yaha ye yam will be the Purushalingam, and for the Strilingam it will be yam. Ya ye yaha, yam ye yaha, ya yam. Like that it goes. Okay. Yam, that is who, in the Dvitiya, who, and Dvitiya Vibhakti, whoso, him, like that. Tanum Bhaktaha. Tanum means it is a form. Bhaktaha is a devotee. That form, who, what, like that form. Tanum Bhaktaha, the Bhaktaha, Shraddhaya, by Shraddha, with concentration. Here again, concentration comes into play with faith. With Shraddhaya Architum Ichchati. Archana means, Archana, we pray, like that. Praise, Architum, worshipping. You can say Archana means Architum, cha, first cha, Architum Ichchati. They want, they desire. Tasya means of him. Saptami Vibhakti, tasya of him, tasya. Achalam, immovable. Chalanam, movable. Achalanam means it is immovable. Achalam, in that, that's Dvitiya Vibhakti again. Achalam. So, Achalam. Shraddham tam eva. Shraddham, in that Shraddha, tam, sahataute, tam tautan, or satetaha tam. Again, Strilinga. Tam eva, only. Tam eva, only. Vidadhami, vidadhami. I bestow. Aham. So Bhagavan says, even if the bhaktaha, with the faith, if he worships any yaha, ya, whatever it is, he or she, what the celestial bodies, that's what he means. The devas or the goddess or the goddess, devis, devas and all, that bhaktaha, the devoted, the devotee, the person who is deeply interested in his faith. That's what he means, the bhakta. Tasya, of him and of her, the achalam, that unshakable. Shraddham, that Shraddha, in that Shraddha, tam, those, eva, only, aham, that is, he says, aham, vidadhami, I bestow upon him. Dadhami is enough. But Bhagavan says, emphatically, upasargaha, there are 22 upasargas in Sanskrit. Some will add meaning to the existing word, some can give the opposite also. Okay, that's a grammar. So, vidadhami, so it comes vidadhamyaham. So, I bestow on that. That is, Bhagavan also encourages. These devotees who worship with faith, those forces of nature. See, Bhagavan is the Paramatma. He is behind everything. He is behind this universe. But you have a lot of medicines and doctors also. We cannot reject them, is it not? So why I am saying again, when Bhagavan himself says in the olden Purana, the Bhagavad Gita, it is as if an empire talks to me. That's what R.W. Emerson said. Ralph Waldo Emerson. He said of Bhagavad Gita, a philosopher. So when Bhagavan himself is supporting, see the nature. That is what we Hindus worship, the several gods. It's not gods, the Devas, the Devis, the forces of nature, whatever it is. Because Bhagavan himself is behind all those things. He is going to bestow upon us. See, that is a very beautiful verse, verse number 21. And in verse number, I think it is verse number 22, what Bhagavan very beautifully says again. In all these verses, in 21 and 22, Bhagavan supports the worship of nature. The demigods. If you want to have demigod, you have. I am behind that only. Okay, you worship sincerely demigods. Even an elephant can be a demigod. Serpent can be a demigod. See, demigods are differing on different cultures in India. That was. In verse number, chapter 7, verse number 22, Bhagavan continues. He says, Sataya Shraddhaya Yuktaha Tasya Aradhanam Mihate Tasya Aradhanam Mihate Labhate cha tathah kaman Mayaiva Vihitan Hitan. Saha means must be there, but in these exemptions are apavadaha there, that visargaha goes away. Sa, taya, by him. Satetaha, tamtetaha, taya. So by her also. By him also you can take it. Tena will come, but taya is a strilinga. Because shraddha and all it is coming, shraddha is a strilinga. So taya, shraddhaya. Again by shraddha, by faith, by concentration, by dedication. Shraddhaya. That's what, so that's because of Shraddhaya, it comes Taya. I'm telling for the students, Sanskrit students. Yuktaha. Yuktaha means what? The dedication, the belief. It is a very wide word. That Yuktaha means one who is bestowed upon, one who has a deep belief. Yuktaha. Tasyaha Aradhanam. His Aradhanam means again worship. Aradhanam Iha te. Iha means here. So Aradhanam Ihate it will come. Aradhanam Ihate by those. Bhagavan says, even if their fate is there by those. Labhate cha tatah kaman. Labhate means obtaining. Cha and tatah from there. The kaman, the desires. Labhate cha tatah kaman. Mayaiva. Maya eva is mayaiva. Ma-yai-va. Maya. Maya plus A. It is called Vriddhi Sandhihi. The A and A becomes I. So Maya plus Eva. A. And Maya A. That A, both are same. A, Eva, Yaiva. Mayaiva. So Maya Eva by me only. Eva means what? Only. Eva means just like this in Sanskrit. So Eva, Mayaiva. Mayaiva. Vihitan, Hitan. Vihitan means I am bestowing, I am distributing, I am giving. Simple way. Vihitan, he. He means certainly tan, those. Sateta, tan. Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha, Ramam, Ramau, Raman. Sagataute, tamtau, tan. Dvitiya vibhakti, bahu, bahichanam. Those, him, these, like that. It's a second vibhakti. So what Bhagavan says here, meaning is, if the devotee who is yuktaha, who is endowed with bhakti, if the devotee, he worships all those demigods. If he worships all those demigods and obtains their objects of their wants, whatever they want, they obtain it. If you want Varuna, if you worship Varuna and you obtain the rain. If you worship sun god and you obtain sunshine. So you obtain the desires, but actually Bhagavan says, in reality, I only give. Vihitani. See, aham, he says, I only give those. I only I am the controller of all these forces of nature. So there is nothing wrong. That's the idea Bhagavan says. So if you want to worship those forces of nature and you obtain those benefits, you understand? So, and you obtain those benefits, it is I who is actually giving you in reality through them. That is the beautiful meaning. And the next verse, Bhagavan says that you will go, if you worship a demigod, you will go to their abode. If you worship me, you will come directly to me. So he is not also saying, do not go, because for your sharira, yatra sharira, journey of the body, you can worship demigods and you will go there also. But if you worship directly me also, you can come to me. That is the line, the frequency is what that is being established here. Those frequencies which you want, the lower frequency, the lower levels, the middle levels, the higher levels, whatever frequency you want, if you want to meditate on Paramatma, on Bhagavan Sri Krishna Paramatma, you will go to him only. See, that is this thing, that is for the Atma purification. So Hinduism, by and large, offered such a variety. Hinduism offered such a variety for everyone that you cannot simply go and ridicule. That is the beauty of Hinduism. That's what Bhagavan says, Antavattu phalam tesham, Antavattu phalam tesham, tat bhavati alpamedhatam, Devan devadhajo yanti, Devan deva yajo yanti, Devan deva yajo yanti. Mat means mama me, I will tell you that. Mat from me, bhakta yanti mamapi, mama bhakta, mat bhavata bhakta. From me only. That is, Bhagavan says, Antavatu, the final, the phalam, whatever it is, phalam, tesha, whatever, they go to their abode. Tesham, this alpa medasam. Alpa means demigods. You can see these forces of nature. They are not the finality. I am again repeatedly telling you that the forces of nature are not the finality. They are alpa medasam. Medasam means what? People who are having buddhi, but a lower level of buddhi. Not the, as Veda says, only if you know the Parabrahma, you will have the final realization, final jnanam. So, Medasam, those people with this thing, they will go to their abode, to the Deva, to the celestial god, Deva Yajaha. Yanti means they go. Sanskritam, Gacchati, Yanti are all same meaning only. Yanti, they go to those gods. But Mam, they will come to me if they worship me. That's what Bhaktiya, Mama Bhakta. Matu Bhakta. So, what Bhagavan says is, those forces of nature, if you worship, you go to them. If you want to worship through a Paramatma, through meditation to the higher level, you come to me. I am the final God. That's what he says. And that is what it is practically also correct. See, I want you to read this book of Dr. Brian Weiss, Many Masters, Many Lives. And Same Soul, Many Bodies. All these books are where a field experiment is supposed to have been conducted by Dr. Brian Weiss. I think he is from University of Virginia. I went through those books. Very good. Where his patient called Catherine, name changed. He's hypnotized because she has schizophrenia or something like a fear imbued in her, a fear. So to cure her, hypnotism is being done, and she goes and talks in those old demotic language, old languages, and she goes and meet the masters. The masters are the Devas here. They advise her what she should do, where she should take birth, how to take birth, so that in finality she has to go to the upper level to merge with the divine light. It's a very beautiful book. That is practically on field experiments. These psychiatrists, I would not say hypnotists, these psychiatrists use hypnotism as a tool with the cooperation of the patient, and then startling revelations are made by these patients. See, in one book I saw, she was talking some old Egyptian language. She was born as an Egyptian, some princess or some in a royal family. And that language is about 3,500 years back, spoken in Egypt. Now, she can't speak right now unless she really goes into those old eras. So, the science is behind there. That is what I am saying is, so you, other people of other faith, cannot ridicule Hinduism. Hey, these people worship lot of gods. Lot of gods. They have lot of gods. They have no... Sir, you don't understand the philosophy. If I am going to take out verse by verse by verse and correlate it with the modern findings, scientific findings, let us go by science. You don't find science in any other faith. Except their philosophy, don't do bad things, do good to others. Every religion talks like that. Absolutely. Every religion is fine to that aspect. But beyond that, if you want to go to the other shores, you have to come to Hinduism. You have to come to the Hindu faith. Then only you will understand the depth of philosophy, who we are, why are we born, what is this world, what is this universe, why God is partial, why there are differences. You can't, other religions cannot answer you. They will simply say, you have to do this good, that punishment, this punishment. God has given you the free will and you are supposed to do. God has given you the free will, yes. But God knows that you are going to do something bad, so why He can't prevent it? There is no answer. Only Hinduism says, yes, you are responsible for your own actions. You have to pay. As thou sow, thou shalt reap also, some religions say. And Newton said, the third law of motion, for every action there is an equal and an opposite reaction. You have to pay. Absolutely, the payment will come from you. That is why if a terrorist kills somebody else, the same suffering, tortures and kills the same suffering in his next birth. If you see the Animal Planet, you will see the deer being slowly eaten alive by the hyenas. The deer or the buffaloes also. Pack of hyenas eat them, and the buffaloes take 2 to 3 hours to die. They are tortured. They are killed by torture. The blood bleeds. The blood is bleeding out. They are being eaten alive. Same torture, same thing will happen to these terrorists who kill people. In the next birth, birth is not going to end. Your 80 or 90 years is zero time when compared to cosmic time, which is already 13.72 billion years, proven through physics. No change in that. Still, as our Hindu philosophies, this universe is going to exist for 311 trillion years as per the Hindu astronomy. 100 years of Brahma, the creator. Then what happens, whether a big crunch or whatever happens, but several successive births, you can calculate what is 311 trillion years. You calculate 1 trillion is 1000 billion and 1 billion is 100 crores. My God, you can't calculate all those. So several births you have to take. You are very, very young universe now. You are only 13.72 billion. You have to talk of 311,000 billion years. Now you are only 13.72. See, I'm just giving you a broad idea. So you have to be born several times. I am telling you, even nobody has the right to take other man's life, even the state. If the state wants to punish, no death sentence should be given. Punish him for life. If he has done something and it's proved beyond doubt, punish him for life. Let him serve the prison for his life. Nobody has got the right to take away another man's life. That's my personal opinion. That is how these tortures of animals. I was wondering, you can read my book, The Cosmic Code is Illusion. I've stated there the Ishnom wasps. What they do, they paralyze the caterpillar. They sting that in the tail and the side so that it is paralyzed, but it is alive. And then they lay the Ishnom wasp. It's a particular variety of wasp, beetles like bees. Okay, bees. And then they lay their eggs on those caterpillars, and the caterpillars eat the eggs of those caterpillars. The little ones of these wasps eat those caterpillars. The eggs hatch, and the small ones eat the caterpillars because they want fresh meat. And the caterpillar probably suffers, tortures itself to death. Finally it dies. See, this is how the cycle takes place. The same way these wasps will be born as caterpillars, so the caterpillars will be born as wasps, and they will take their own toll. They will take their own commission. Similarly, if you see a buffalo being bled to death by these hyenas, the buffalo must have been a terrorist in the previous birth. And the hyenas must be some innocent people, we don't know. And they are taking the tit for tat, the action, so that these positive and negative cancels each other. They have to be cancelled. You have to pay. Okay, my dear friends. So, with this, the worship of the Devas is justified. And in my next ensuing, I shall say how the power of mantras and how concentration and how meditation helps us to attune to those frequencies. Until such time, Bhuyat, Tavat, Shubhamangala. Thank you.